Tonight, Sydney drivers beware. Young, out-of-control criminals are invading our streets. We've got terrifying video and some answers. Another great Aussie brand goes bust. This time, Rosella sauce gets the squeeze. How did it get to this? The funding crisis in our schools, killing off a great Australian tradition. And his final wave goodbye, the great Ricky Ponting, passes into cricket history.
This is 10 News at 5 with Sandra Sully.
Good evening. We begin tonight with a dangerous and potentially deadly disregard for the law. Road safety experts are pleading with the young renegades on our roads to take it easy before more innocent people are killed. And we've got exclusive new in-car police video that drives home the dangers. Here's John Hill.
A pair of joyriding car thieves spotted in Drummoyne, doing 113 kilometres an hour in a 60 zone. The 16-year-old driver with a history of car theft accelerating onto the wrong side of the road over the coming holiday season. John Hill, 10 News.
Booze, particularly binge drinking, is another danger that police are fed up with, and they've issued a grim warning today. Get nasty and you'll get punished. It's as simple as that. Here's Ashley Brown.
Through the eyes of police, this is what they face every night on the beat. But police don't believe this should be for anyone. Ashley Brown, 10 News.
It's as Australian as the pies it's put on, but now Rosella tomato sauce may be in danger. The company that's been part of our lives for 117 years has been placed into receivership. Mazoe Ford is at the company's headquarters at Seven Hills in Sydney's west tonight for us. Mazoe, this couldn't have come at a worse time.
It's terrible timing, Sandra, just 3 weeks out for Christmas. No doubt the employees here today were feeling nervous about that, but we didn't get to talk to many of them directly. The company put a gag order on staff and said that they shouldn't talk to the media. That was left to a brave few and the union.
Receiver Ferris Hodgson says it's conducting an urgent assessment of the group's financial position and will be having discussions with employees, customers and suppliers to decide whether operations can continue. This isn't the first time there's been such uncertainty. Rosella began in Melbourne in 1895 and grew into an Aussie favourite. It was sold to foreign owners Unilever in 1963 but bought back 40 years later. It was the first time an iconic Australian brand had been reclaimed from offshore. Purchaser Stuart Alexander hung on to the company for just 4 years though. Rosella's been owned by Gourmet Food Holdings since.
Still to come here on 10, the staggering amount you're expected to spend this Christmas. Plus love and marriage, why the honeymoon period is just a myth. Also, we'll tell you how much obesity is costing us all, and the 8-year-old who left SeaWorld with a souvenir she didn't expect. Welcome back. You're watching 10 News. Hovering above with the latest on Sydney traffic tonight is Vic LaRusso. Vic, big delays at Prospect.
Sandra, 3 cars collided earlier here at Prospect on the Prospect Highway close to the M4. Now, the last vehicle that was involved in that smash has just been towed, but take a look at the delays. Peak hour traffic sitting through this evening, and unfortunately these delays go all the way back into Seven Hills and through to Blacktown. So it's really crippled the drive out from the Greater West toward the M4. If you know anyone leaving from Blacktown or Seven Hills tonight, they will be delayed via the Prospect Highway. Vic LaRusso from the carcity.com.au chopper.
Financial stress was key. People married less than a year scored just above 70. That's on the bottom end of normal. It does get better. Those married more than 40 years are the happiest. Kim Bray has just celebrated her first wedding anniversary. Her special day graces her business cards. She's a wedding expert.
Some major storms through districts of New South Wales this afternoon. Tim Bailey has the latest, Tim.
We have electrified skies and large hail sweeping through many weather districts. Sandra, good evening, everybody. There is a severe storm warning for the following districts as we go to air tonight. We've got the Hunter, the Northern Rivers, the Northern and Central Tablelands, the Northwest Slopes and Plains and the Mid-North Coast. Now, Tamworth, it was really severe there. A cell went through earlier, 98 km/h winds and the hail up to 3.5 centimetres in diameter. So some very big ice falling from the sky. A dangerous situation. These storms quite intense and developing as we are on air. As far as the day's concerned in Sydney, yes, it was a cloud convention, wasn't it? Still is out in the Greater West, as you can see. Good news is when you wake up tomorrow, it will be a choice Tuesday. All the details we'll see at 5 to 6.
We'll take it. Thank you, Tim. Stay with us. Coming up, the heavy cost of a national health crisis. Also, tragedy in Peru for an Aussie chef and his fiancée. And we catch up live with Jessica Malboy, who's just been nominated for a big gong. You're watching 10 News and here are the headlines. Frontline road safety experts are pleading with reckless young drivers to stop putting innocent lives at risk. Famous Australian sauce maker Rosella has been placed in receivership with hundreds of jobs now in danger. And Ricky Ponting has made just 8 in this last test innings but got an emotional send-off at the WACA.
A raft of disappointing economic data was released today, but there is an upside. We're now predicting that homeowners will receive a reprieve tomorrow, with the RBA expected to slash rates to 3%. But it's tough news on the employment front. The number of jobs advertised in November was down almost 3%, the 8th straight month of falls. We've also seen retail conditions fairly flat in October, and company profits have had their biggest drop since the GFC. It was much more positive on the share market front, though. Stocks hitting a 2-month high today thanks to some positive news out of China, the All Ords adding 22 points. Banks were generally firmer, while Woodside Petroleum received a boost after striking a $1 billion deal to take part in the development of a massive gas find off Israel. JB Hi-Fi clawed back some of last week's lost ground. The Aussie dollar back above 104 US cents, but it's fallen against the euro and the pound. Commodities are up across the board. Oil is buying above $89 US a barrel.
Time for sport now with a man who's always pretty comfortable in the sports desk, Brad McEwan, but an early end for Ricky Ponting in his final innings. A tough thing to watch today.
It wasn't great, was it, Sandra? Only 8 runs for Ponting at the WACA as the curtain came down on his Test career. Australia's highest run scorer given a respectful farewell by the South Africans as he raised his bat for the final time. We'll have all the day's highlights ahead. Plus another flash car and another bad move by Bernard Tomic. The Ferrari and his Tennis Australia snub next. We dreamt of a fairy tale farewell innings from Ricky Ponting, but it wasn't to be. The former skipper making just 8 in his last Test dig. Ponting departed just before lunch. Australia now 5 wickets down and still a gazillion runs behind. As Nick Butler reports, only time now stands between South Africa and a series-clinching win. And so the obvious question in cricket is who is going to replace Ricky Ponting? Well, Shane Warne has endorsed Rob Quiney. Warne this afternoon did his part to launch the upcoming Big Bash series, unveiling an oversized mural of himself. The Spin King believes Quiney deserves another chance at Test level.
Yes, he didn't do that well, and he had 3 hits in 2 tests. Got a pair, didn't play that well, but it's a great time to get Bobby in now for the next series.
Earlier, Warne rolled the arm over ahead of Friday's opener between his Melbourne Stars and the Renegades. More upheaval at struggling Sydney FC with football director Gary Cole sacked and striker Dimitri Petratos released to play overseas. Fair enough, I get that. Play of the day, and it's time to pull on your skates for the Ice Cross Downhill World Championships at Niagara Falls. More than 35,000 fans lined the course to see defending champ Kyle Croxall in the white jersey crash midway through the race before, incredibly, he came back to take the lead. That's pretty good. The Canadian favourite with lightning fast footwork skated his way onto the top of the podium and into our play of the day now. The Israel Folau circus is set to conclude tomorrow. He'll be unveiled, we expect, as a New South Wales Waratah.
Big news.
Set to conclude. We never know.
No, that's right. Thanks, Bradley.
No worries.
Stay with us. Severe storms ahead and big hailstorms in Tamworth. The details with Tim Bailey.
Yeah, we'll have the latest on those storms that tore up Tamworth and a cheeky blue sky that might just colour in the rest of your week. It's all happening after the break.
This weather report proudly brought to you by Montage Nature Guard Automatic Odourless for continuous odourless protection.
Welcome back live, everybody. We're local at Ryde tonight with the latest on the storm information. Now, there is a severe storm warning for the northern tablelands, central tablelands, northwest slopes and plains, the mid-north coast, the Hunter and the northern rivers as we go to air tonight. Now, please tweet me some of the information. You are our best resource, folks. The storms that just tore through Tamworth. I've got one here from Rod Lang. He puts it pretty nicely and says that massive hailstorm rips through Tamworth. Hail the size of golf balls, 44 millimetres in the rain gauge until it was ripped apart. Bylong Road resembles a war zone. Trees smashed apart. Obviously, big wind gusts going through with these storm warnings, electrified skies and big ice falling from the sky. So take care. If you're in the northern half of New South Wales, they look to be on the radar for the next hour or so. As far as Sydney's concerned, well, that low-level cloud convention that coloured in Monday and drizzled all over the morning, forget all about that. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to have a cheeky blue sky that's going to hang around most of tomorrow, all the way through to your weekend. In fact, a big build-up of heat again next Saturday. Could see temperatures around 32 to 36 or 7 degrees in the Greater West. But clear blue skies and sunshine degrees. The outlook, and here comes some good work. Tuesday, sunshine. Wednesday, blue sky. Thursday, beautiful and 23. And Saturday, mostly sunny and 30. In the west, sunshine on your shoulder. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Keeping an eye on the storms, of course, but a big blue week, Sandra, just for you.
I'll take it. Thank you, Tim. That is 10 News for now. We'll have updates throughout the evening. The late news tonight is at 10:30. Don't forget the project is at a new time. 6:30. We'll see you, though, tomorrow night. Cheers.